We sent a new group of dwarves over here, you know, a couple of months later, to come and reclaim the fortress. And one of the very first things that's happened is one of our dwarves was attacked by one of the rabid feral children. So there may still be some lurking about in the halls of Howlaxe somewhere. Gustavus Adolphus, the Lion of the North, right? King of Sweden? I think I'm getting that right. Wait, what? We have wear monitors? Oh, son of a bitch! Where the hell is that going on? Oh no! Is this how we ended last time? We had a wear monitor around? Oh, in before our fort dies to frickin'... What are we gonna do? Oh, this is awful. Really? So we have some sort of, let's say, lycanthrope. Technically, a lycanthrope specifically refers to, werewolves. That's the lichen part. There's a word, there's a term for, like, all were creatures, but we're gonna go with lycanthrope anyway. Gino Kokukoni, not one of my dwarves, apparently just showed up, and is a were monitor. Turns into some sort of half lizard or something like that. A large monitor twisted into humanoid form. It is crazed for blood and flesh. Its eyes glow lime. Its black scales are blocky and close-set. Now you will know why you fear the night. Spoon. Thank you for subscribing. Apparently, it is beat up, though. Its right upper leg is cut open, running with wear monitor blood. Left upper leg is cut open. Right upper arm is cut open. Left foot is cut open. Left foot is dented. Okay, so it's taken some damage, but the problem is it can spread its wear curse, which I'm very concerned about. We do have a military squad called the Inky Animals. Sorry, I'm having to kind of reorientate myself with all this. The squad leader position is vacant, so let's assign someone. Looks like we're going to have Redux over here, who is a glazer, not a particularly important profession, so therefore you're going to be added to the military queue. I checked the equipment on these guys. Redux actually has full leather armor and a ranged weapon equipped already. Holy cow. Saxy Player! 96, thank you for subscribing. If I go down the list, actually, good number of these guys. Everyone's got at least leather armor and a leather headwear and a ranged weapon. So we do potentially have a military squad. Sexy Player. And I'm thinking of, like, what's that, like, the YouTube videos of, like, Sexy Sax Man or whatever, who just plays, is it, like, Careless Whisper? You guys will know. Do we just send out our squad? I guess we sort of kind of have to. Here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to pop down to my, dining hall. Yeah, this level over here, and set up some sort of warren. Can't remember the... Is it W? Yeah. Okay, we do have a burrow. We have one for the depot and one for the burrow. Where is that? Center on burrow. Oh, on the workshop layer. Okay, that's fine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna co-intel all our civilians to get themselves to burrow number 2. Which will be over here. So all our civilians will do that. Meanwhile, our military unit, we're going to make sure to activate them and then instruct them to kill the wear monitor. Watch this. This is going to be the end of our fortress, and we're going to have to restart in a second here. So if we check the combat log, wear monitor strikes its recruit in the head. Giant cave spider silk shoe. Who hits with a shoe? Honestly. And the wear monitor is gripping itself? Wait. Do we have 2 wear monitors already? Alright. Gino Kokukomi just returned to human form, which means he'll be a lot easier to kill, which is good. I don't know if we've got a hospital set up yet. There's a lot of blood going on. I don't think anyone's died yet. The squad, you still have orders to kill the human? Kill him. It'll be way easier to kill him in human form. Yeah, he's freaking out and running away. Where's the rest of my squad here? Oh, they're picking up their equipment. All my military dwarves are picking up their equipment. Can't reach target? There we go. I'm worried. Is this guy unconscious? Lasers? He might be. He's pale. He's taken a hit to the head. And I think his lower left leg might be missing? Lower left leg is torn open and bruised. Her head is bruised. Alright, so she's probably been knocked unconscious. But hopefully not actually dead. Hopefully not actually a were-lizard. Honestly, how long does it take to pick up your equipment? There we go. There's the rest of my squad over here. If we zoom in, we can see them. So the rest of them are showing up. And so we do have some people who have died, but I think that might have been earlier. Looks like the were guy is gone though. Squad A, kill. Yeah, we don't know where he is anymore. He might be gone, or he could just be hiding somewhere on the map. So I'm gonna manually tell my troops to move up to maybe the top of this hill over here. Squad, you're going to move to the top of the hill. Just in case you see anything. Meanwhile, since we're getting spammed with alerts, I suppose we'll go ahead and cancel the burrow alert. So the rest of my dwarves are free to wander where the heck they want. What is this thing? It's not open space. Giant chinchilla. Okay, well that's hardly a threat. We have ghosts. We have ghosts going around, so we still have to bury people. Okay, it looks like the threat is gone though. Yeah, we have 3 ghosts wandering our place. These are probably ghosts from the last fortress. All right, so I'm gonna tell my squad to stand down and return to work. All right, well, that was an exciting first little adventure going on there. So, I do have some jobs to produce some more coffins, which is good. Yeah, the Mason's Workshop. They're making blocks, slabs, tables, and also coffins. Right now, we've got all the blocks, tables, and slabs that we need. We're just producing coffins. So my idea is I want to produce coffins until I sort of no longer have any dwarven bodies to bury. And then anyone else who's still a ghost means that we weren't able to find their body to bury, in which case we'll have to engrave a slab for them instead. Now, I suppose what I could do is, so there's Odd Toaster. These are all subscribers, by the way. Crowley Hammer, Red Recall, Tempestate, Rothhide, Buttadude, Fires and Missiles, Harb, Balamar, Redux, The Real Tashi, Edorod, Popped Latte, Junu, Furry Arwen, the Scythian King, the Red One, Sebum, and Terminal Case 56. And I'm sure there's plenty of other dead ones, because we had a pretty big fortress the last time around before everyone got horribly, horribly murdered. So there's going to be a lot of bodies lying around. And again, I'm worried about all the dwarves whose bodies we don't find because they might have decomposed or just gotten lost or eaten or something like that, in which case we'll have to engrave a memorial slab to put their ghosts to rest. Meanwhile, the ghosts are sort of going to harass everyone. Hey, Cheryl, how's it going? I've played Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. It's fine. If I'm going to play a roguelike, usually I like to play Dungeon Crawl. Stone Soup, but Cataclysm is pretty good. Vincentus! If you check the FAQ, you'll find an answer about why I don't play any Total War. So we're getting an ambush of kobolds? Okay, we really need to build a wall. Because I can't afford to keep risking... It's funny that we have a dead Redux and a live Redux. Some of the names get reused sometimes. Because we can't afford to risk our people, these squads. These kobolds, depending on how well equipped they are, could absolutely destroy us. There's no way for me to find out what their inventory is, though. Well, squad A, move. I'll have everyone come up here and guard the entrance. We'll set the alert again. This is, there's not a whole lot of building going on here because everything is bad. These guys are moving fast, too. I think they're slaughtering some of my animals. I think someone just got killed as well. No, we're just going to be filled. Donkey was found dead. Yeah. My donkey! They're killing all my animals. On the other hand, it is giving my troops enough time to perhaps group up over here. Presumably. Again, they're taking their time picking up their equipment, getting their weapons. They're probably using axes or picks or something like that, so they always have to swap those out. So I'm going to let my army come together at the threshold of my fortress over here. Oh, there we go. Now they're engaging. These guys have just spotted this kobold. So now I'm explicitly going to tell my squad to kill that kobold. Okay, which they've done. Now I'm going to go ahead and Army Squad A, kill, list. Oh, I can't see any of the other kobolds. Did they leave? Seems hard to believe. Let's move them over here to the other side of this brook. I don't think ambushers usually leave that quickly, but they may have in this case. Alright, we'll cancel their actions. And, oh right, the alert. So I set the alert to get everyone, the rest of my dwarves off the surface so that they don't get killed there. But I'm worried that, stray bunny was found dead. No, a bunny. Yeah, we're gonna have to set up a door, at the very least. So a door you build by building a bridge. So I'm going to build a 3x3 bridge right here, and I'm going to have it raised that way. And we'll build it out of phyllite, because we've got lots of it. And we'll have to hook it up to a lever, which I will do over here. Build trap lever. So I'll set a lever right in the middle of my workshop area. Do I have a mechanics workshop? Yeah. But we don't have a job to make mechanisms? Yeah, keep 5 to 10 mechanisms. Thank you. Cub298 figures the kobold saw the ghosts and then ran away. The ghosts are very scary. It could have been something like that. Look at all the, this is a graveyard over here. Well, corpse stockpile. Basically a graveyard. And I'm pretty sure those are more, dwarven corpses. So again, as we build more coffins, we have to enable them to be used for burial. And then, if we check again, no light, no sound, Ranzor, and Simvig. So people will continue to get transferred into coffins as things go. The problem is, oh, Squad A, cancel your squad commands. Hey, I should set up a little training area outside, so that if I do have my squad active, they'll practice their military stuff. But we really do need just some extra bodies here. The part of the problem is there's still a lot of goods being stored. If I recall correctly, in fact, and we checked our depot over here. Our depot is full of wooden objects. I think what we did is we stole a dwarven caravan's goods. I think we took all their stuff. There's an armor stand over there. We do still have a butchery that is going on. We're getting some food. Actually, speaking of food, how are we? 14 meat, 56 plant, lots of seed, and a fair amount of drink, which isn't bad. We do have a farming area going on over here. Oh, and do we have an injured person, or are you just sleeping in bed? Right, Lasers, you're injured. Do we have a chief medical dwarf? We do. Demaba is a chief medical dwarf. Now, whether the dwarf is doing anything is a whole other question. We check out here. So their grasping is impaired. Oh, this is a different person. Where's Lasers? Right over here. What's the X exclamation mark? Broken tissue. Take a look at Lasers. Can't stand up. Motor nerve, sensory nerve damage. Diagnosis requested. And crutch required. See, they're still waiting for the medical stuff to happen. Now, who's our medical dwarf? Demaba. And what are you doing, Demaba? You're constructing a building. Tell you what. Let's set up a new warren. How do we rename this? Hospital. And then we... Oops. No. Do something like that. And then I can assign someone. Can't remember how I assigned someone to this burrow. I want to make my... I want to make it so my doctor is stuck in this burrow. How do I actually assign someone? I can't remember. I've done this before. I did it for my trader. Someone in chat probably knows how. Assign dwarf to burrow. After defining the area, you can add citizens with C? Oh, I was just on the wrong screen. But the bottom lines weren't visible, right? I'm not dreaming. It was showing me some other crap. Add citizen to burrow. Demaba, chief medical dwarf, you've been assigned to the burrow. So, Demaba can't go anywhere except the hospital now. So, hopefully, he'll frickin' behave. Oh, one of our traders has been possessed. Cool side. Cool side is going to want to create some sort of artifact. It's claimed a craft dwarf's workshop. Alright, fair enough. And then what he's going to do, he's going to go and pick up some supplies. Apparently he's grabbing some logs. But he's going to keep putting... He's going to keep grabbing stuff and then start on an artifact. Wow, you just picked up a piece of wood. What else did he pick up? Oh, and there's tons of crap over here. There's tons of bolts, which have never been put away. The problem is, our dwarves are too busy stockpiling too many things. Because everything that existed in this fortress before the dwarves showed up is still here. So they're like just moving everything in. So meanwhile, listen, doctor, are you getting something done? No job. How do you have no job? Okay, I think he's been fully diagnosed at this point. Lasers. Yeah. Okay, now all he's doing is waiting for a crutch. So I'll go ahead and tell the doctor he can get out of the hospital now. I don't know if we have any crutches. If we check our stocks, crutches is usually at the bottom. We have tons. Okay, so hopefully someone will bring him a crutch. It might be the doctor, actually. I think the doctor might have just done that, in fact. It still says crutch required. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully we can go like 15 minutes without being attacked. That'd be nice. Is our bridge done? Our bridge is done. Our lever is done. So now we can create a job to link the lever to a bridge. Wait, there's more than one bridge? Oh, right. I forgot there's like my death drop bridge. How we were going to deal with a previous were person. God, we've had a lot of that, haven't we? There, link up to this bridge with a couple of mechanisms. There we go. And now whenever we want, we can pull the lever. It'll raise this drawbridge and lock us in. Which is going to be pretty important. It's one of the reasons we like lost last time.
Sir, an artifact has been completed.
Really? That's good news. Let's go.
Alright, Coolside has created an artifact bracelet. Let's see what it has to say about it. Tower cap bracelet. Craft dwarf ship is of the highest quality. Decorated with tower cap and sheep wool. This object menaces with spikes of pecan wood. Alrighty then. Not particularly scary. So you can see messages at the bottom from time to time as our extra animals get slaughtered. Oh, we were starting on a wall over here. I suspect that we started on that wall last fortress. Suppose we can try to work on it again. Chop some trees in a line here just to make sure that they don't get in the way. Build, construct wall. I mean, my dwarves are still pretty darn busy, but it probably makes sense to work on them a little bit. We'll use some firelight. We're going to have to leave gap for a bit of a door here. Like that. Like that, and then we're gonna run out of firelight. I don't like the idea of making my wall out of two different kinds of stone, though. They won't match. Whatever. We'll use some granite. Safety is more important than vanity sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Alright, we'll get that started. Again, my dwarves just generally have way, way too many jobs to do right now. Especially with all the hauling. Now, what I could do is limit how many people are actually doing hauling jobs, which might be a good idea. Right now I'm using auto labor to assign jobs automatically. So everyone will be kept like maximally busy. People will always be doing stuff, but it won't necessarily be the right stuff all the time. Hello, Kierns! Kierns? Thank you for subscribing. If we get some migrants, we might use your name for something. What are you complaining about? We're out of pigtail seeds. Well, that's okay. As long as we've got some, that's fine. What about... Oh! There's a ghostly dwarven child beating up our trader. Even after death, the dwarven children are a problem. Look at that. Such an issue. Now... there's a thing we can do with these stockpiles. I think there might be a bit of an issue and an unoptimal thing because of how they use the bins. I think it actually slows them down. If I say, we'll take from links only. If I turn that off, people won't deliver things to the stockpile anymore, right? I mean, they'll finish their current jobs, but then let's see what happens. Because there's a sequence that you can do. Migrants have arrived! Okay, We'll unpause, we'll let the migrants show up, and then once they're all on the map, we'll go ahead and take a look at them and give them a name. But yeah, there's a thing you can do, and there we go. Yeah, no one's bringing anything to the stockpile anymore. Because what you do is you make one stockpile that doesn't use bins. And people will just bring the goods to the stockpile and then drop them off. And then your other stockpile with all the bins, you tell it can grab goods from the second stockpile. And then it stops the dwarves from walking to the stockpile, picking up a bin, and then walking to the object, putting the object in the bin, and then bringing the bin all the way back to the stockpile. And then repeating that inefficiency over and over and over again. This way, they will just bring things directly to the original stockpile. So, what is it? Copy pile? What's the command? Copy stock. Okay. So this will make a stockpile with the same rules as the other one, which is a big global stockpile. But we will go ahead and we'll turn off the barrels and the bins. You can take from anywhere. Then this stockpile, we will say, how do we link it? Take from this one. So stockpile 7 will take, or stockpile 1 will take from stockpile 7. There we go. Okay, I think that will lead to more optimization. And, the pop-up went away already? Who is that? Blarman! Sounds like Saruman's younger brother. Blarman, thank you very much for subscribing. Good name for a dwarf fortress dwarf, maybe. There we go. I think this will dramatically speed up the fortress. I might be wrong. There's still tons of stuff to pick up, but we'll see how it goes. Bum 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 bum. Dwarf Fortress. The best game in the world with the worst interface in the world. Well, no, the worst interface is probably Aurora, which is people describe as like the Dwarf Fortress of 4X space games. But it has an interface and an installation procedure that's so apocalyptically bad, it's too much even for me. Dun, 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 dun. Well, there might be a bit of a food storage area problem. No, we have food storage next to our dining hall, don't we? Oh, maybe we don't. Because, yeah, with the booze isn't going to have anywhere to go. No, that's not true, it will. No, maybe we do have to turn on barrels, don't we? Not bins, but at least barrels. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, Manurus, I watched plenty of DreamHack. When we play our Team Fortress 2 later on, I'm gonna do some pixel walking. Because apparently that's like the super pro thing to do. And I apologize to anyone who has no idea what I'm talking about. What are you getting errors about? We don't have any plants to make booze? Well, again, I think part of the issue is there's too many dwarves that are busy stockpiling items. And as such, not enough people doing their planting duties. Not to mention all the dwarves building this wall. We can make a wall out of badger soap. That doesn't sound like the most secure wall ever made. I mean, maybe it's just me. I guess we'll use one granite block. Maybe it's just me, but a badger soap wall I don't think is going to protect our fortress. What I should do is tell some of my dwarves to excavate some more places with phyllite or granite or something like that. Because I'm going to need a few more blocks to make the bridges at the very least. I always like a two-door system. one over here for the actual fortress itself, and then one for the outer wall. The other thing to note is apparently wagons will not go through traps. So I'll have the traps in the entrance hall, but I won't actually have any traps defending my outer area over here. Something like that. Badger took out Ms. Carcinell arms. Remember, their soap must be hard to steal. That's true, actually. Ms. Carcinell did get her arms ripped off by a dire badger. Was that in Howlaxe? No, that was in the previous fortress, wasn't it? Animals growing up. Hopefully all my my pasture over here is still set correctly. I think it is. No, we actually have a reindeer calf that needs to be assigned to this pasture. All this red area over here, this is actually dirt or clay that's been exposed by our grazing animals just picking away all the grass. It's as big of a pasture as I can have, and there's not that many grazing animals, and yet they still managed to defoliate that entire area. Stop. Did they run out of logs? Need logs, yeah. Apparently we ran out of logs. I'll go ahead and tell my people to chop down some more trees. It looks like there's some logs over here, but I bet you they're forbidden. They're probably logs from the previous fortress. So what I can do at this point, actually, is go into my stocks, find logs, and just forbid them. Everything that belonged to the fortress before I reclaimed it is automatically flagged as forbidden. Just like anything that is used in combat. If you fire an arrow in combat and it's not destroyed, it's flagged as forbidden, so your dwarves don't instantly run out into the middle of the battle and try to claim it. Partially in the interest of not having my dwarves be too busy stockpiling things. I haven't gone in mass unclaimed everything, which is why there's clothing all over the place. Eventually it'll all get claimed. But for now we'll leave it as is. And yeah, I think this is better. Oh, there we go, and we're getting more coffins established. The fact that the coffins are showing up at a reasonable rate makes me feel that doing this stockpile trick is definitely a lot faster. We'll see how it goes. Dwarf Fortress is free. One of the easiest ways to learn it is to watch the Let's Plays. I mean, because we're halfway into a Let's Play here, I'm not doing it kind of tutorially style, but if you go to my channel and check the Howlaxe Let's Play, or playlist, then you'll be there from the beginning, in which case I more or less explain more of the steps, especially how to start off with. First few fortresses will almost certainly fail. You'll run out of food, or you'll run out of beer, God forbid. There's Katy Cat, Dulty, Catmandos. Ah, so many dead dwarves. So many more dead ones left to bury. And yeah, well, we have plants. I don't know why we can't brew more drink. I'm getting that error. It says we have plants. Maybe it's the wrong kind. Although it's under food. What is this? Spear. Someone's mangled corpse. Actually, let's claim the spear. Might want it for military purposes. For military purposes. It's a special new war unit. And actually, I will have to go and claim anything that's under where I'm going to want to build bridges. Otherwise, my dwarves won't be able to actually build the bridge, because there'll be stuff in the way. Let's make a bridge out of gold bars. Yeah, I'm going to have to tell some of my dwarves to dig out something. Something new. We might need a new bedroom level. Tell you what. I think if I put my cursor here, down, oops, and then down another level, and then load my macro and play the macro, shroomp. There we go. And then one more, shroomp. We'll just dig out these areas. Mostly, I'm just digging them out so I get some extra stone. That's all there is to it. Now, I've also dug deeply and greedily, have I not? Alright, we got some little mining ventures going on over there. Got stuff scattered all over. Oh, I did, but I haven't actually discovered any underground caves, really? Huh. Because that was just my digging stuff. Interesting. I'm surprised I haven't discovered an underground cave yet. Although, I guess I don't actually want to do that right now, because I'm not necessarily in a situation to take advantage of it. That being said, I'm still going to instruct them to dig out an area down there. Because what could possibly go wrong? No lava. My macro is off by a block? Oh, God. Was it? Oh, God. Well, my apologies to everyone who's going to be driven nuts by that, but they've already started digging. Really? So, is the macro supposed to start... Makes no sense. Oh. I always start my macros where the stairs are. Which is why I put my cursor there, but I didn't double check. Oh no! I really apologize. There's a couple levels that aren't going to look the same. And some people are going to be infinitely bothered by that. Me... I'm not quite infinitely bothered by it, but I'm definitely a little bothered by it. So, I'm sorry. Yes, the dwarves trusted me, and I failed them. Sure, well, I hope you enjoy EU4. It's definitely a good game. You should definitely get a lot of time out of it. EU4 is apparently the average EU4 player has at least 100 hours put in. And depending on exactly how you measure the stats, if you take into account everyone who just like loaded up for an hour or two and got confused and gave up, that's kind of a sign about exactly how long people play. I think that's a heavy block being carried over here. Oh, this is someone also with a lower body injury. Nope, but they're carrying a bin of blocks to somewhere. Why didn't I get that? That's so annoying. Sir Ant Smash-a-Lot! Sometimes I get the subscriber notification in the chat, and sometimes I don't, and I have to go to another window. Sir Ant Smash-a-Lot. That is a great name. You and the Murder King of Laservania. We've got like a whole nobility going on here. I'm sure there's a few others. I can't quite remember. EU4 is like Crusader Kings, right? Well, sort of. It's the same base engine by the same company. But Crusader Kings 2 is about people, right? You're running as a ruler, as a family. You're not really, hey, one of our ghostly children has been put to rest. While you're sort of tangentially associated to a country, you're not playing as the country in Crusader Kings 2. You're playing as the family dynasty who might happen to be the king of a country. Whereas in EU4, because it comes a little bit later as the sort of the feudal age became less relevant, at that point you're running as an actual nation. And it's less of a person role-playing game slash marriage simulator slash baby murder simulator. This is an actual wall, right? Oh, it's not. So I'm going to have to go and wall that off properly. Words. Who dat? Pseudochew! Thank you for subscribing. Pseudochew, one of the lesser-known Pokemons? I don't know, for all I know, you're an actual Pokemon. I have no idea. But yeah, that's the core difference. I like EU4 a lot more because I like just running a country. As opposed to people. I don't like people. So you heard it here first. Anywho, now that I've built my off by 1 levels, I should have a little bit more stone with which to build these bridges. Oops. Almost forgot. That was, first of all, that was a wall. Build, construct, bridge? No, build bridge. Bridge. And you got to give it the direction of how to raise up. And... I didn't miss another subscription, did I? There's part of my brain that says there is a bloop, but I don't see it in the chat. Last one I see is Sudoku. Is it more like a Sudoku? I was thinking Pikachu. It's more like a Sudoku. Sudoku. I'm such a fail. There we go. Tons of granite. Thank you. Build another bridge. Bum, bum. Retract that way. Another one there. And one final bridge. Over here, which is going to retract towards the right. Or raise towards the right, I should say. And we're going to use granite again. Alright. So now we're going to have an actual proper fortress getting built here. Oh, the migrants haven't been renamed. That's a good point. Forgot all about them. Open up Dwarf Therapist. Reload the dwarves. Check out the has nickname. So we only got seven immigrants this time. So we're going to have Islington Girl, who's actually going to be a girl dwarf. It doesn't often match up that way. We've got Llama Without a Cause. It's probably too long. Yeah. 16 character limit. We're going to call you Llama Without. We've got CMOT Dibbler. Don't know how to parse your name, but there you go. Shadranar. That's an easy one. Solomon, who's been a dwarf at least like 3 times, I think. Cool Man Fight. And Lobster's Exar. Welcome to the fortress? Okay, the names went through, and then Dwarf Therapist crashed for some reason. Everyone's got a nickname, everyone's got a nickname. Okay, good. At least DF itself didn't crash. What about the llama within? That's funny. Who has Windows 8? I have Windows 8. I don't mind Windows 8. Windows 8 is basically Windows 7, except without a start menu, more or less. And I never use the start menu. I've always, since Windows 7 at least, I've always started my programs by just hitting the Windows key and typing in the name of the program and having it like auto-find it for me, and that Windows 8 works exactly that way. I have the same setup on like every computer, on my Linux setups and my Mac setups. I just have a key combination, start typing the name of the program, you know, first couple or 3 characters, and that's enough. And then you just hit enter and it starts. Who wants to go looking through a menu? That's stupid and slow. Keyboards are fast. That's why we have keyboards. So our expedition leader is Crazy. Go figure. Militia leader is Redux. Chief medical dwarf, broker, bookkeeper. Okay, so Crazy's got a lot of jobs. Crazy wears a lot of hats.
Autumn has arrived.
Autumn has come. CMOT Dibbler is a character in the Discworld series? Really? I haven't actually read Discworld, and I know I really should. Who wants to look at his menu? He says Quill while playing Dwarf Fortress. But notice, the menu, everything is all keyboard driven. There's no clicking through things. It's just the series, right? Like, if I want to chop down trees, I go D, T, and then drag up my square. Done. Keyboards are good for that. Once you memorize, like, all the shortcuts and things, then you can go a lot faster than just clicking through things. And that's the thing. The Dwarf Fortress UI is you know, pretty miserable to look at. But you don't really have to look at it once you know what all the keys are. And to build a more like graphical user interface for Dwarf Fortress would lead to, you know, pretty deeply nested menus. It would be hard to pull off something proper. So we still have plenty of dwarves in our graveyard. We got some more coffins installed. Let's enable them to be used for burial. I think I can actually set that as a default. I can in my starter pack setup. Is that not one of the options I could have set? Well, Entomb Pets. Actually, it might be a DF hack option. I feel like there's an option that would automatically enable burial in coffins, which would save me a step here and would be kind of nice. DF is Vim, the game. Vim is still one of my favorite text editors. In fact, just this week, I was doing some consulting web application development work, and I used Vim to do it. I was always a Vim person, not Emacs, even though I know Emacs is pretty good. It's proved to be, I was going to say beyond me, but I didn't really put in a lot of effort. Like, I used Vim, and then I tried to use Emacs at some point. I was like, oh, I already know how to use Vim. Let's do that. We struck Morion? What the hell is Morion? Oh! Did I not get a pop-up for discovering a cavern? What's going on here? Alright, where's my staircase? Let's go down. Where did I actually intersect this this cavern? It's pretty important to know. Right there. Okay. Actually, that's kind of interesting. It just so happens that's the deepest level. I'm wondering if I struck something last time and didn't know. If I actually don't dig out the rest of it, we're blocked in there. Flying stuff could potentially reach us, but other than that, we're totally safe. So first of all, let me set a hotkey. I'm going to replace my F8 hotkey with that, so I can always go back to this level. And I'm going to just cancel all these designations. There we go. Don't dig anything else out here. But now, because there's a lot of potential good stuff over here, we're gonna have to be careful about exactly how we explore down here. But it could be all right. You know what? For safety, I'm gonna build a wall. And yeah, you can build walls that overhang space. Although there's diagonal movement. This will be all right. We'll build a wall out of granite. And then I'll have to try to remember to go and fill in this one square here so no one can move diagonally through. But by building a wall here, we'll prevent anything from coming through. It's good to know, now that we found the underground cavern. There's a possibility of building wells and getting a bunch of silk, for example. It's good stuff. People are digging still, dropping things in our stockpile. The question is anyone doing any farming? Not much. Our food situation worsens. I really got to be, like, toning down. In my auto labor. So, I'm using the auto labor so that it automatically assigns jobs for my dwarves. It's not necessarily as optimized as if you really hand did it on your own, but it saves a lot of work that I otherwise find incredibly annoying. Yeah, I don't know if you can tune the number of haulers. By default, 33% of the workforce become haulers. Well, that's not so bad. Yeah, alright, that's fine. Someone just subbed. McAwesome! McAwesome, thank you very much for subscribing. A caravan from... Where's that? Is that my dwarven people? Some wagons can reach the depot, right? Yes, they can. And my depot over here, I'm going to request that the trader comes. And for goods, we're going to search our finished goods bin. Wow, we have a lot of them. Grab all the finished goods bins and bring them to the depot. Because they're probably filled with fine dwarven mugs. Yeah, those look like dwarves. And they brought wagons. There's going to be tons of goods. Excellent. Big trading stuff going on here. Excellent. Bum 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 bum. Merchants are unloading their goods. Traders on break, which is fine because I think a lot of stuff still has to be hauled to the depot. There we go. I think things are being hauled to the depot right now. All right. Big trades. Of course, the more we buy, the more stuff that has to be hauled from the depot to our stockpile. So our people are going to continue being busy forever. Plenty of logs there. Right, when I unforbade. Am I using that right? Unforbade? When I unforbidded all the logs, that would have brought a hell of a lot of them to the stockpile. I don't think logs get put in bins. Although it's possible they do. Ah, my broker, who's also my leader, is conducting a meeting with the liaison from the mountain homes. Alright, world is the same as ever. I don't know what we should ask for. I feel like we've got lots of most stuff. I guess we'll go ahead and ask for more seeds, just to make sure we've got lots of those, because those keep coming up that we're a little shy on them. Tell you what, we'll do something like that. And then food and booze. I'm going to make a high priority. All the booze. Cheeses. Meats. All kinds of meats. Low priority, but enable as many as possible. Whatever you can bring me, I'll be very happy. I'm going to say some of that would be nice. Fishes. Lots of plump helmets. Passion fruits. And that's pretty good. Those are our priority over there. Who dat? Who dat? Who dat? Mike9526, thank you for subscribing. Maybe you'll get a dwarf named after you. Wouldn't that be awful? Because you're probably going to die. Alright, enough with the pop-ups. Yes, alright, thank you. Now, my trader is going to take another break. Of course he is. Now, I can force him to go there because we, of course, have a burrow set for the depot, the depot. So, we can tell Crazy that he has to go into the depot. The ghostly child is battering one of our people again. And then that should force him to come here. Someone's resting their injury? Oh my god, he's actually been injured by this kid? Are you for serious? Alright, Milliman. Search. I can't search by nicknames? The animal caretaker. What? Did he died? He's missing! I think Milling Man 21 was just killed by a ghostly child. Where was he injured? Over here. So then he wandered somewhere. Well, he couldn't have wandered far. So he's going to be detected soon. Has been found dead. What happened to you, dude? What did this kid do to you? Doesn't even say. Doesn't count as, like, combat. We're haunted by feral ghost children who are murdering our dwarves. Use for burial. Use for burial. We gotta put these effers to rest. I suppose it might be time. I could manually, and maybe that would make a lot of sense. If I go to the craft workshop, add a task to engrave a memorial slab to... Who is it? What's the kid that's causing all the problems? Jocklo. Engrave a memorial slab to... Wow, we still have a lot of dead dwarves. Poor Notch. Am I, like, looping? Or do we really have that many dead dwarves? I know we have a lot of dead ones. I don't think we're looping. I think we're, like, still just going through this, like, insane number of people. I still miss Jocklo, though. I need to engrave a goddamn memorial slab to goddamn Jocklo. I don't see this person in the list. Why is that? We can engrave a slab to our wagon? The ghost is at the top? Oh, okay. All the ghosts are at the top, but the child is not in this list. The problem one is not in this list. Still, let's go ahead and make slabs for all the people who are ghosts right now. Just to prioritize getting them the hell out of the way. And then we're going to build... Is slab not in this list? Yeah, it is. Alt-S. Planning mode on. As we get slabs, they'll be installed over there. Yeah. This person definitely was not in the list. Well, there's a df hack command to, like, fix ghosts or whatever. We'll wait, though. We'll keep playing as is until we get everyone that we can bury or enslabbed done. If there's still ghost problem, then we'll use the df hack command to fix it. Or maybe we'll leave the spirit of the ghost around forever because it's funny. I don't know. We got some idlers. That's a nice change, actually. I'm sure there's still plenty of stuff left to haul. Yeah, idler count went down pretty fast. Meanwhile, trading at depot. All right, trade. We'll probably offer everything that we have in storage. I mean, there's mugs, there's clothing, there's all kinds of different things. I'm just going to be lazy and tell it to mark all. And then, what are we going to grab? Well, we'll grab some cheap metal bars. Because you never know when we might want them. Some blocks, sure, that's fine. We can use that for stuff. A little bit of glass, a little bit of clay and loam. It's cheap, and it gives us some extra options. Then, whoops, I don't want a flute. Maybe a few ropes, though, because ropes can often come in handy. Something like that, just to have a few. And some extra cages. This one's got a peacock in it. And another donkey. I don't think we have a breeding pair of donkeys anymore. We'll grab a few animals. Wow, trader profit 87,000 dwarf bucks right now. So we've got a lot of money's worth. Ruzrun? Ruzrun! Thank you very much for subscribing. I had a hard time parsing your name, though. I'm terribly sorry about that. Goat's milk. Syrup. Ale. That's just an empty barrel. Beer. Spider venom? I don't think we want spider venom. Rum. Beer. Yak's milk. Ale. Beer. Usually use a few buckets, although we can just make some more. Training swords, silver spears, copper pick. I always use a handful more picks. Bronze pick. Copper pick. Cougar leather armor. Sure. I mean, I think we're pretty good on armor. Ah, look at this. Copper mail shirts and boots. Nice set of armor. Really cheap, too. Bismuth bronze boots. May as well grab a few of these. Maybe some low boots as well. Although we don't want to... Well, we've got lots of money. Let's say we don't want to blow the budget on that, but honestly. Ooh, some shields. Now, some of these are really expensive. I mean, steel armor is so good, though. Might be a good idea to grab a few of them. Especially since we have the money. We could potentially just ask for everything they've got. Gypsum plaster is good for things. Extra bags, sure. More plaster. Use those to make casts. Some sandbags. Rock nuts, wheat flour. More sand, sure. More rock nuts. That's food, by the way. Dimple cups. We'll grab some extra cloth, although I'm pretty sure we're good on actual cloth. Let's grab a few of those bins. Sure, a few more. Make some clothing for people who need stuff. Yeah. Metal bolts. Wow, those steel bolts are expensive. But again, we have kind of unlimited money. We can buy some cut gems. Here, I'll grab one, just in case we've got someone with, like, a demand. Some extra steel anvils, which are always nice. And food. All the food. We're going to send this trader away with a huge amount of profit. Just because we're nice like that. I mean, I might pull away some of our trade stuff. But the more profit we send them home with, the more they like us. We want to make our people at home happy in the mountain homes. We want to show off our wealth. It's like, yes, we might be haunted by feral children. But it's not all bad. Oh, man. Yeah. All right. We're going to have, like, unlimited food. They didn't bring as much booze as I might like. Yarn and thread and yarn and thread and yarn and thread. It's good to have for lots of reasons. Breeves, sure. Some leggings, sure. Giant steel axe. I'm just going to hit all the things. Menacing silver spear. I think that's like for traps and stuff, isn't it? Yeah. But we could make use of that stuff too. Cheese. Who doesn't love cheese? Well, people who are lactose intolerant, I suppose. But other than them... Actually, is there still lactose in cheese? I'm not sure. Probably. Splints. Crutches, even though we have a fair amount of those. Something else. Do we send them home with 56,000 dwarf bucks of profit? Maybe we can just take all their stuff. I wonder if we hit mark all. Should I have just done that? We actually... It doesn't tell me anywhere what their total value is. I bet you we could do that. Let's try it. Let's actually... I'm sorry it took so long. Mark all. If we take all their stuff, we'll still send them home with 20,000 dwarf bucks worth of profit. Now, some of the stuff we're selling them is also some of the stuff we're buying. Trade. No, they won't take that. Doesn't surprise me. We don't have the world's greatest negotiators. That's some of these really expensive things. Oops. Oh, they might be over capacity too. There's some sort of weight thing? I don't think that's the message we're getting. So... Okay, we don't need like 2,000 dwarf bucks worth of those. Steel battle axes, steel picks. This steel shield. Let's try to offer this trade. Yeah, no, they're okay. There we go. Cool. Yeah, ecstatic with the trading. No kidding. You made 30,000 dwarf bucks worth of profit. I can unburrow. Oops. Our expedition leader. There we go. I have some weapons in Dwarf Fortress. All my my single squad, which is not a big squad, my single squad is fully outfitted in ranged weapons. All right, so I'm going to build a second lever. Right there. And that'll control the outer gates. The one lever will be linked to all three outer bridges. Add task, link up to bridge. That one. Add task, link up to bridge. That one. Add task, link up to bridge. That one. There we go. So the upper lever will control all three outer gates. Meanwhile, so this is an empty spot. These are tree roots. So I probably can't build on that. Maybe they do act as walls. Yeah, they do. Okay, good. So we'll be fully sealed in once these walls are done. Of course, we just gave our people a million bajillion stockpile jobs. But hey, that's okay. Meanwhile, more coffins. And we have our slabs that are coming in. You can make statue gardens out of these? Now, can I find out what it's engraved to? Oh, wait, really? You're just taking raw slabs? Hang on. Remove. I'll have to manually place them after all to make sure they're using the slabs that are actually engraved. I might have been able to use the planning tool to specify engraved ones. But I don't think so. So I'm going to turn off the planning mode. I'm going to manually place a slab over here. No, we have no slabs. We have to wait till the ones that we already have built. Get unbuilt. And then moved into a stockpile. Yeah, Dagrin, it's Howlaxe. It's still Howlaxe. I think the older and the harder the cheese, the less lactose it has. Because I think the bacteria that processes the cheese eats the lactose. Something like that. A ghost has been put to rest. Hooray. And yeah, the stockpiles are filling up, but there's two parts to it. This stockpile actually still has space, and this stockpile has all access to all the bins. So slowly things will get moved from this one to that one. What is this right there? Oh, that's a backpack. So the idea is people put the stuff in this stockpile and move it to the other one. Or should be the idea. I'm actually going to go and limit how many barrels are in this first one. No more than 10 barrels. Because it'll fill up with just our booze barrels, which is not what we want. We've got some animals in cages. Once we finish moving everything, we'll do that. Build slab here. Expand all. Does it not specify which ones are engraved? Have they been engraved? Maybe that's the problem. No, some of them are. Because it should tell me which ones are engraved when I go to place them. Maybe it's still one of these stupid ones that are just hanging around. We'll take a look. How many more ghosts do you need to put to rest? I think we have 5 active ghosts. And yeah, it's possible that one of my engravings got accidentally canceled. Some of them are still going on, though, so we'll finish that. Oh, suspended construction of the wall, which can happen a lot of times during construction processes. Things will get in each other's way. Actually, it's possible that there's a forbidden item in the way of the wall here. So let me go and unforbid all that stuff so it can get picked up. And then we'll wait and come back. But yeah, dwarves will often get in each other's way while constructing walls. All that kind of thing. Meanwhile, the dwarves are leaving. And we're getting more migrants! Alright. More crazy people want to come join me. Even though it's a really, really, really bad idea. But hey, we can use some more haulers. Build slab. Place it here. Ah, there we go. Granite memorial to someone. So we'll go ahead and put that down. So yeah, we just have like our bulk corpse storage room over here. It's not very elegant, but it had to be done. We had like... Ooh, possessed. Alright, so we're getting another strange mood, another artifact. We had, in our bedroom level, over here, like really nice little alcoves for our coffins, and then we just like ran out of room. It became impractical to do these nice little coffins over here anymore. So I just gave up and made like a giant room. Whoop! Oh. Sign to current owner. It's owned by a ghost, but they're not actually buried? Maybe they were like a mayor or something and wanted to own a tomb? That might have been the case. Let's free that tomb. Use it for burial. And figure something out. Another ghost has been put to rest. So we do have that. So slabs are still being moved back into storage. As soon as the last slab is moved into storage, we'll install what slabs we have. And also, we've got to wait for our slab construction to finish over here, or slab engraving, which is apparently finished. Okay. And then whatever ghosts are left, we'll go ahead and put them to rest at that point. I'm going to drop a slab over here, expand with the X, find the one that's a memorial slab. Okay, just going to give the new migrants a little bit more time. Because once, if they're still streaming onto the map, it's not going to... Joclo was put to rest! Okay, that's the one that was a problem. Where the hell? I don't know. That's the one that, like, killed one of my dwarves. And has been put to rest, even though I couldn't figure out how to slab it. That may mean that either it had, like, a confusing nickname, and I got confused. Or they had a body. That wasn't the one over here or anything weird, was it? Okay, Westo keeps getting assigned to this. To the owner. I wonder if we're engraving for Westo. I'm going to leave it unassigned for a little bit longer. Alright, I think we're out of the actual engraved ones. So now let's go back. Add a job. Engrave a slab for a ghost. Westo. Okay. So we'll get Sala, and Westo engraved. And then hopefully that'll fix that that coffin issue. Are any dwarf corpses forbidden? That's an excellent question, and one I don't know the answer to. Are corpses in this list? Yeah, they are. Corpses, 175. And nothing is forbidden. Body parts? None of them are forbidden either. Remains? None of them are forbidden. So I guess they're not. So there you go. What was destroyed? Job item lost or destroyed. That's okay. Cannot find path. Alright, and you are possessed. Redux. Have you actually claimed something? You're in a strange mood. Whoops. Oh, you don't have a workshop for your mood, which is bad. What are your skills? Here, there's an easier way to find this. Dwarf therapist. You know, this is a good time to name our dwarves. So we got 8 more dwarves. So let's go ahead and grab some names. We got Junu. Lazy Volpez, who I think has been a dwarf before. Gabuk, I think that's been a dwarf before too. Sometimes in the same place. Zartonk. Hacepheus. Makes me think of Hephaestus, but it's not Hephaestus. Flyblue? I always like this name. Haflabab. It might mean something, I don't know, but it's just a fun word to say. And Belial. Okay, didn't crash that time, which is good. Now, who am I looking for? Redux. You're in a strange mood. And it does tell me Boyer over here. I don't know if that's like a slight cheat, but what I was going to do is look at what skills he has. This will tell you what kind of... because you can only have a strange mood, as far as I know, for something that you have some skill in. So he might want to create an artifact bow which I won't complain about. So, build, workshop, Boyer's workshop, which is B. And if we check, we indeed do not have a Boyer's workshop. We're actually missing a lot of workshops. So I'm going to go ahead and put it there. We'll use, sure, sandstone blocks, because it'll build a little bit faster. And unpause. So someone will go over there and build that bad boy. And we might get ourselves an artifact bow. Which would be amazing. I name for voting... I vote for naming the next expedition leader Dwarf Quill18. So we find out how long he would live. That's a good point, actually. There we go. He's possessed the Boyer's workshop. He's going to go and grab himself some items. Hopefully we've got everything that... It says Aerith over here, but it's... whoever. Already forgot. Redux. Why did it change the nickname? That was weird. Is there combat going on? Giant snail is fighting. Oh, I think we have a hunter. Yeah, North Falcon is a hunter. And we got a ton of idlers again. That's good. Presumably we're done stacking a bunch of stuff. So you're starting your mysterious construction. Lovely. Now, the only thing that sucks about a strange mood that comes from possession is it doesn't result in them becoming a legendary craft dwarf afterwards, which is kind of sad. There we go. 2 more memorials. You gotta hit X to expand that list, by the way, so you get the specific slabs listed, as opposed to just buy material. That'll also point out any artifacts that you might have, and also like masterwork status and all that kind of jazz. Dun, dun, dun. So this should put a couple more ghosts to rest. There we go. Excellent. Do we know of any ghosts? No, we've got some giant wrens, but that's it. Let's go back to the base floor over here, because there was that one coffin, which we'll use for burial again. Okay, and then it instantly becomes the resting place of Westo, as opposed to just owned by Westo. I don't know what was going on there. We have a lot of idlers. Hopefully, though, that means we can get our farming going properly again. I don't know. Oh, actually, that's pretty farmed over here. I think these are all plump helmet plants, which are good. So I'm going to try not to overdo it with jobs. Let's find out. There's the... right here was our canceled wall, so we can unsuspend that. Someone should go and finish that. Okay. Actually, some of the jobs might have stopped because, yeah, we're probably literally full on our stockpiles.
The dwarves have organized a party. Everyone's invited.
Someone's having a party. Lobster's XR is throwing a party. And there we go. We've completed an artifact crossbow. Let's go and check out that description right away. So the crossbow name, it means seize beguile. So it's what's that actually called? Solenier, seize beguile. Almond wood crossbow, encrusted with square, brilliant cut pink jades, decorated with almond wood and encircled with bands of almond wood. This object menaces with spikes of almond wood. Well, there we go. All right. Artifact bow. Crossbow. That's great. What I should do is get some of these workshops up and running again that are missing. A leatherworks would be a good idea. A loom, so we can keep our materials going. Keep using blocks. They're a little bit cheaper. A clothier's shop, so we can use the material to make clothing. Metalsmith's Forge, probably. Jeweler's Workshop, actually, we should kick in, I feel. Siege. Farmer's Workshop can actually be kind of nice for things. Kitchen. We can live without a kitchen. A fishery. Yeah, actually, if we can encourage some of our dwarves to go fishing, that would be nice. Ashery Dyer's Workshop. Soapmaker's Workshop. Actually, let's see if we can get the soap thing going on. Which, does that require that we have an ashery as well? It may. Barrel bucket. Okay. We'll set those up for now and we'll see how it goes. Can you use useful artifacts in Dwarf Fortress? Yes. Artifact weapons can be wielded. And because they're automatically the highest possible quality, they tend to be very, very good at dealing damage. That being said, without doing certain funny tricks, actually with so many idlers, I kind of want to smooth these walls out. I'd feel a lot better. It's a little goofy, but what the hell. Without doing funny tricks with things, you can't really control what material will get used for an artifact. I'm smoothing those, right? Not like digging everything out. Yeah. And so sometimes you can end up with like the wrong material used for something. For example, adamantite is really, really, really good. It's like the god metal of Dwarf Fortress. It's super hard. It keeps a really good sharp edge, and it's super light, which means it's exquisitely good for swords. Because it's light, it's terrible as a warhammer, because you're basically hitting with something like a balloon, you know, super lightweight kind of thing. It sucks as a warhammer. And so sometimes you'll get artifact adamantite warhammers, which are not useful in any way whatsoever. Artifact wooden sword is still a wooden sword, though. So non-artifact, better material sword will beat it. And yeah, that's the thing. Like, material is the most important thing. Artifact helps. But one of the things an artifact does is it adds to the created wealth value of their fortress, which makes more migrants come, which, I don't remember, the whole getting like a dwarven king and all that, is it tied to the size of your fortress or your wealth? I think it's wealth. But also having a high wealth fortress also increases the chance that you'll get sieges that come and attack you, so... it basically helps advance the game. The other thing you can do with most artifacts is you can usually put them in rooms. Denoraxia, thank you for subscribing. I wonder if that means something. You can put artifacts in rooms for your nobility who want like a really fancy high-end bedroom. You can put an artifact in there and that will usually satisfy them. Okay, why are we still having so many idlers? I told these people to engrave. Oh, I think I've got my auto labor set to like only have 1 or 2 people engraving at any given time, which is a good idea. And having so many idlers is not so bad, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another all-purpose stockpile over here. I don't know. We definitely need more storage space. Oops. Tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to properly position my cursor this time, play my macro, dig out this area, and we're going to build another giant stockpile area here. Like this. There's way more storage space for all the things. We struck pink jade. All right. Now, kiln leatherworks. We're looming yarn into cloth, which is fine. Now, I think I have repeat jobs for some of these things. We go to Z and then W. Then I set up jobs to make sure, yeah, dresses, gloves, helms, high boots. Well, some of those are different. Robes, shirts, shoes. So if I add a task for these things, so dress. I don't know if I have one for tunic. So I just want to make sure that we have clothing for my dwarves. Yes. Oops. Oops, we didn't have one for a hood yet. So what this is going to do is it's just going to stop and start the job if we're between our constraints. So we'll make sure we always have 5 to 10 socks available, for example. So because my last fortress, I had a problem where I had a lot of naked dwarves running around, and they were kind of unhappy about that for some reason. So we're going to ensure that there's always a little bit of cloth kicking about. The jeweler's workshop over here, we have a lot of some different gems. So I'm going to put a job. These are going to be repeat jobs, so they'll work these forever. As long as there's any to cut. So I'm going to leave some raw ones, but I'm going to go ahead and have some of them cut constantly. As long as there's any raw Morian or any of those things, they'll be done. Random Fin! Well, you're not just any random Fin to me. You're one of my Brussels sprout fins. Thank you for subscribing. Even dwarves don't want to see naked dwarves. No, God forbid. Then you might be able to identify their gender. As it is now, they all blend in together because they all got beards. I like the fact that we got 1 million picks, and therefore, when I do assign one of these digging jobs, like, the dwarves just go crazy about bulk mining out these areas. It actually makes it really, really nice to dig this stuff out so quickly. Really, really nice. It just looks like they're chewing up the stone. Nom, 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 nom. What kind of rock are we leaving behind? Sandstone. Okay, well, sandstone's fine. The OCD. What am I triggering OCD alerts for?
No more fishing.
No, I missed. Oh no! I left a gap in over here, and I forgot to do that. I see the issue. Well, we'll put that in there. If we really wanted symmetry, I suppose I could put these 3 tile wide holes in all 4 cardinal directions again. Tell you what, let's do it. Just because I know. I know. There we go. I know. It's very important in this game to keep things like symmetrical, otherwise people flip out. Hey, lignite! Oh, I remember. We had lots of lignite last time around too, which is going to be great when we set up our metalworking forge again, if ever we do that. And our weapon making shop and all that jazz. You're welcome, Allied Horizon. I'm happy that it makes you a little bit happier. I should actually, this would be an excellent time for me to take a short break. Reload on coffee. Come back. We're going to do another session of Dwarf Fortress after the break. And then after that, we'll be doing some Team Fortress. So we're going from Dwarf Fortress to Team Fortress with subscribers. So again, there's still plenty of time for you to subscribe if you do want to be part of that multiplayer. And if you just want to laugh at how bad I am at first-person shooters, hey, you can do that for free. See you in a few minutes, folks.